Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we are here at Silverstone, and I had a request for actually from a few different people for a setup for for Silverstone here in the McLaren. And I just wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Joseph. I appreciate your support. And so obviously, I'm gonna be doing more short tracks. I actually had working on Nürburgring also, but again, I'll put this one first on Silverstone. So again, I tried a couple different combinations. I've been working on this for a few hours and trying to get to where it has a feel, the right feel to it, and it reminds me of the Audi a long time ago. The first, not the Evo or the Evo 2, but the first Audi. This McLaren Evo kind of reminds me of that the rear end at times just wants to be nervous, and again, like I said in some of the other videos, like trail braking, it doesn't like it, and you get it feels like it just wants to swap ends on you when you're going into a turn. So again, I'm trying to make it more drivable, but yet you can be aggressive with it. And I really think we made some really good improvements on the performance, but most of all, the drivability of it. So we're going to go ahead and do a lap. Now you can go in first or second on that last corner. I didn't really see any difference. If you get second, if you carry enough momentum, it's about the same. Again here, I just seem like third in this turn one. Seem, just down to third real quick and then back up. Seems about the best way to go. Again, you can be really aggressive through here. Decent speed. Usually is around the 158. And this is one of the corners that the tail would like to come out, but now I think it's a lot better. It doesn't feel that way. Again, coming up here, I downshift to fourth, and then back up to fifth. Oh, I say fifth that time. A lot of times I was go down to fourth. So I was trying different things, but so you can go either way. This is another corner that the back end would really like to come out. Right there was the worst corner. Especially if you had a low wing, it would really want to come out. So again, I tried a lot of different packages, spring packages, a lot of adjustments on the shocks. So it was really just nothing crazy, just a good race lap. The 158.75. So again, it was okay. I would like to see it go down a little bit more. But again, I really was looking for something that's drivable, and you can see how, going through there, it's rock solid, and it was doing that every lap. It was staying within a couple tenths every lap. So that's another thing I look for, is how consistent, especially with Silverstone, as it'll chew up your tires. So again, I was really happy with it. So let's go ahead and talk about the setup. Okay, the setup, we got 25 left front, 24/7 left rear, 25/8 right front, and 25/5 right rear. Again, the temperatures are usually around, it says 24 now, but I think it was between 22 and 23 when I was doing this. I think it's just gone up a little bit because I've been just going over the data and everything. The toe on the front is a negative 0.1 with the camber at negative 4 on the front and a caster at 13. And on the rear, the toe is a positive 0.05 with the camber at negative 3.5 on the left rear and negative 3.3 on the right rear. Again, I do that to try to keep the spread between even on both tires. I mean, the fronts weren't that way, but the rears, it just seemed like it would have a, the spread was good with this kind of negative camber. It wasn't overly, the temperatures weren't overly dramatically spread apart. So again, I try to keep them within a couple within 1 to 2 degrees from each from inner, middle to outer. So again, that was where I just basically put it to where it was telling me to go. Electronics 3, 2, 1, and 2. And again, something a little bit different with the TC2. It seems like with the McLaren, it's pretty aggressive. So again, you can even go down to 1 in the beginning, especially in the beginning, go down to 1. And then if you need to come back up to 2, go up to 2 or 3. But I just put it here in the middle to start off with because TC2 comes in pretty aggressive. So you pretty much want to limit how much TC2 you put into it. Fuel, 55 liters. Of course, number 1 brake pad. Tire wear was excellent. Great front to rear tire wear. No graining. Everything was just really good. Anti-roll bars 5. Brake bias is 55. Steering all the way down. Springs on the front are 198,000 with a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 10. And on the rear, the springs are 167,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 12. Anti-roll bar is 5 and the preload is 90. Here, everything is, I've tried softer springs. I tried a lot less diff. A lot of different things I changed. Again, compared to the aggressive, it's totally different. The aggressive was pretty substantially different from what my setup is, but it wasn't bad. So again, the aggressive was not bad. It was a really good setup for out of the box setup. I gained about a half a second from the aggressive to this one. But the biggest thing was the drivability, and I think also is the not just the fast lap, but what you would gain over a stint is going to be drastic because the aggressive, the back end was very, very, very touchy and wanted to come around, and you couldn't go be hard on the brakes. You had to be really tiptoeing, and so it would probably end up dropping off pretty fast. But other than that, this is all good. If you need a little more rotation, I would just go to 6 on the anti-roll bar. So you can take it. That's the first thing I would do is probably go to that. I almost did that. So it's up to you if you would like to do that or not. Dampers on the front, we got 9, 10, 17, and 16. And on the rear, they're 8, 5, 16, and 10. All dialed in with Motec. Lots of adjustments here. Major adjustments on the shocks. And I think it works really good. Like I said, the tire wear is excellent. And it's really compliant over all the bumps. Aero got 50 all the way down on the front. 66 in the rear with a 1 splitter, a 12 wing, and a 4 and a 4 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 7.9 to the positive. So here, again, lots of things have changed from the aggressive setup. Basically, the ride height's come down, the wing's gone up, and you gain. I went it all the way down to a 6 wing. So I tried it from a 6 wing all the way down to here, all the way. I tried a 8, I tried a 10, and then tried a 12. So basically, I tried 2 click adjustments from a 6 all the way to maxed out, and did some adjustments accordingly to go with the wing to try to optimize it. And basically, with a 6 wing, you gain a mile an hour, basically 1 mile an hour from that to a 12 wing. So that's a lot of difference and wing. Of course, there's smaller adjustments because you do have 12 settings. It's not like an Audi that has like a 5 or something like that. So again, you got smaller adjustments between. I mean, you're looking at 7.9, 8.4, so it's about a 0.5 of an aero variation difference per click. But still, it only gained a mile an hour. And of course, it was really touchy in a lot of the corners. And you couldn't attack it. You couldn't attack on the brakes. You had to brake just a little bit earlier, all kinds of things. And actually, like I said, I couldn't even run faster for one lap. So again, I don't, at least I couldn't anyway. You might want to try to go down to 10 wing, 10 or 11 and try that if you need a little bit more rotation. But the track definitely has to be optimum and in really good conditions as far as cooler. So that's something to try. Also, if it's raining, I wouldn't change anything. I would just go up maybe 1 or 2 clicks up on the ride height in the front, depending upon how much rain it is. And that's all I would do. I mean, you can maybe go a couple clicks down on the negative cambers on all the way around. Just go down a couple clicks. That would be okay to your liking. And again, of course, with all this, you have to adjust the TC and ABS and all that drastically here. But again, it's got a good base, so you can go off of this as far as all different weather conditions and just make a few adjustments accordingly. And again, fuel load wise, this would be good for any fuel load. It's super solid, super. It feels really good to the track. I mean, it really feels you got a lot of grip. The car really does what you want, and it really doesn't go away fast. Where if you really miss a setup here at Silverstone, you can make 1 or 2 laps, and then it's just, man, it just falls off a cliff. But this does not do that. It holds its own really, really good. So I was really happy to go 4, 5, 6 laps, and it's still running right there almost the exact same times. I mean, within a tenth of a second. So I was really happy with that for Silverstone, as it's really brutal on tires, especially the left side. So again, I sure hope you enjoy this. Again, thank you to Joseph. And again, the link to this setup will be in the description. And of course, also with my Discord, I'll have a link down there also. So, and then of course, it'll be over there also with all my other setups. And again, I keep working on more and I'm not saying this will be the only one for the McLaren to come out. I mean, once I work on stuff and maybe I find something else that works good with it, I come out with something else. But again, this is a really good one to start off with, as the times are very, decent for me. But it's just that the car is fun to drive. It's fun to drive because you can race it. You can put it anywhere you want it. You don't have to be paranoid about the back end swapping ends. So there's a lot of advantages to it. And I like that in a car when you're, in a race, because you never know where you're going to be on the track trying to get around somebody. So again, I really like it. And, I hope you enjoy it. So I hope you like it. And I hope, any feedback or comments are great. I love talking to all my sim racing friends. And again, thank you for your support, for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.